Welcome one and all, I'm Decoy, back with another cool and unique camp location. I know, it's been a while, but in my defense, I have shared almost every single cool and unique camp location out there. So, you gotta kind of bear with me. But, this spot, freaking awesome. I realize that a fair amount of people may already know this spot, but for those of you who don't, you are in for a treat. This spot comes pre-decked out for Halloween. And while we are nowhere near Halloween right now, hey, it does not stop this spot from being cool. It has a lot going for it. Now, mind you, this little spot right here with confetti, that confetti's not normally there. I kind of exploded a super mutant. I exploded him so bad that all of his armor and stuff's just laying here, and then there's chunks of him scattered about. But, you know, that's just how I roll, alright? I make super mutants explode. It just seems to be my superpower. Now, there are a couple other things aside from the squatters here that you gotta worry about. There are 2 cars that can explode. And this one over here kind of exploded before I could record thanks to this goo pile over here who opted not to explode but instead gooify. I guess that's like my secondary power. Gooification. Now, up here, of course, we continue the whole Halloween theme. Plenty of decorations around. But throughout the entire building, we are going to have just an abundance of lootable containers. One really cool thing about this house that helps set it apart is the fact that you have a pretty friggin' nice basement. And those are few and far between out in the wasteland. And you also get a dead body on a shelf, which is a plus. For me, I would find that a plus. But, you know, maybe it doesn't fit every build. So, down here, couple desks. Plenty of free space for you to kind of mess around a little bit. Now, over here, I know it looks like a container, but just a cart. But I did want to point out that because there's all this dirt in here, it does give you a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to items that must be placed in dirt. So, you may be able to get some crops down there. And it's just something you got to fiddle around with a little. Who knows what you might be able to stuff in the basement down there. Now up here in the kitchen area, a little bit of junk scattered around, but the sink does work, so you can get some free water out of your camp without having to place like a water pump or something along those lines. And living room area is pretty decent. Now another thing that kind of sets this apart from other houses is this little porch type area that you can get into, because a fair amount of houses, for whatever reason, this area is just blocked off. But you can actually get back here. There's containers that you can loot. There's also a lovely little rad roach who, you know, had to get gooified. And aside from that, you got a safe that is a level 1 safe. Now let's work our way back through and we'll head upstairs and take a look at that. Now up on the second story, one thing that is just freaking awesome is the floor. There's no major holes in the floor that you got to worry about patching up. You also got some addictol up here, which is always a plus. And yeah, I mean, it is really rare to get houses where the floors are intact. I mean, yeah, you do have the bed in there, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, you got to take the bad with the good. Got a first aid kit. Maybe you get some free stim packs or whatever you're looking for. And then, the only thing that's super destroyed is if we hop up right here, there's a little loft type area. And, of course, there's a hole leading down into the bathroom and the bedroom. But overall, that is not all that bad. I mean, this is easily one of the least destroyed houses in the game. And the fact that you can camp here just makes it, I don't know, on a whole nother level. Now, of course, little walkway down here. You can't actually get into the basement from here, but I think we can live with that. I'll take a quick little lap around. Not really anything special going on out back. You do have a couple little bats hanging from the roof. But again, the spot, aside from having to deal with a few squatters, which could get really annoying, the spot is awesome. And to really kind of drive the point forward, or drive it home, you know, for those of you who haven't been around for a long time, this is a location that a good while back you could not camp here. It was blocked. And you can now camp in the spot. You've been able to camp in it for a while now, but I just never really got around to adding it to the series. I was hoping there'd be more locations that I could add to it. But, you know, I'm fine with it. This spot is awesome. And if I come across any more locations down the road, I'll try to throw together another video for you. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Please remember to like, sub, and share. Later.